friends, I'm Trice. In this video, I'm going to break down Neville Goddard's teachings into 8 easy steps so you can harness the cosmic power of the universe and effortlessly live in the end to attract everything your heart desires. This video was made from a request from a viewer. Thank you for the inspiration. I got the information by watching Neville Goddard's lecture that I will link right here. Of course, this is just my interpretation and my takeaway. I'm sure there's more pearls of wisdom. So if you have watched this and want to add to the inspiration, just add your comments in the description below. The first step to Neville Goddard's teachings is the voice of God is your imagination. That is the gateway to the kingdom of all possibilities. And I had to sit back and meditate on that for a second because it blew my mind. And as soon as I shifted my perspective from just seeing it as my imagination to seeing it as the source of infinite intelligence, you know what happened? It expanded bigger than I ever could have imagined. The word imagination, like it's only my teeny little imagination, was limiting and placing barriers on it. When I realized that it was my connection to the universe, to everything, my secret portal, I felt like I found the secret door in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, where all possibilities exist, and I have a direct pipeline to access them. Now, Neville warns that it matters not that you are connected to this infinite consciousness if you don't use your imagination. Step 2 to effortlessly living in the end and acting as if is to dwell in the end. The end is where you begin. And when I heard this, I'm like, Neville, you're talking gospel. Imagine you wanted to build your dream house. The architect would have to know exactly what that house looked like before it was built. Every product, every service that you buy, the end result was thought of before the product was made. People don't just go get a whole bunch of cows and ask themselves what they should do with them. They think, I'm going to have a dairy farm and sell lots of milk, so I'm going to need a couple cows. It's a good reminder to us because often in life we're so reactive that we're just answering to the immediate calls of our current existence, forgetting that if we continuously do that, our world will look pretty much exactly the same 10 years from now. So if that is a world that you don't want to be a part of anymore, it would pay you dividends to think in the end more often. Step 3, the wish fulfilled. To get everything, anything you possibly could want, you only have to do 2 things. 1, know what you want, Neville says. And this sounds so freakishly obvious, but in my financial planning practice, the biggest reason people don't have money, wealth, or abundance is because they really don't know what they want. When you're manifesting money, it's not really the money that you want. Money is the middleman. It's the thing behind the money. It might be ease or freedom to do whatever you want or a beautiful home. Knowing exactly what it is for you is the key. And don't judge it. It does not matter if it's something superficial, as people might say, or something really deep and altruistic. All things are the same thing. And the second half, Neville says, is to ask yourself, how would you act if you already had it? If you already had amazing health, how would you act in your body? If you already were wildly wealthy, how would you act in your body? Now, this does not mean run out, max out your credit cards. He's saying the feeling that you would have. For example, in his lecture, he said if you wanted to be married, you wouldn't run out and get a diamond ring and slip it on your finger, but you would imagine the diamond ring that's on your finger, and you would imagine what the diamond ring looked like, because you wouldn't want to steal the thunder of the person that was going to give it to you. Step 4, remain faithful. Or as the donkey says in Shrek, I believe, I believe, I believe. Without belief, without a continued vibration of belief, your vibration wavers. You send out a mixed signal and you get muddled results. For example, I'm manifesting $1 million income stream by December 31st, 2021, or before. But if I stared too hard at the evidence of today, I might think, how the heck is going to happen? That's so much money. How is it going to happen? So if that happens to you, fear not. You don't have to concern yourself with how it's going to happen. It will happen. And you can free yourself of the how the burden of how it's going to happen. You don't need to know that. The universe will line up the events if you hold the vibration. But do you see how there's a little bit of a chicken and an egg? So if you are like my brother or my sister or my father, they're all engineers. They are very concrete and then very exact science. If you have an engineer's type mind and really need a fact to hang your belief on, pause the video and reflect over your beautiful life and pick one thing that you truly set your mind to getting. And then ask yourself, how did it come to you? See if there's evidence of unexpected events that you could have never happened that helped you get your intended desire. If you can do this enough times, it will start to build belief even for the people that need proof. The person that has given the law of attraction back to me the most is my sister, who is an engineer who believes solid facts. And it's because she was brave enough to try, to practice, and take a leap of faith. I'm being bathed in a rainbow of sunlight, so if the quality of lighting is off, forgive me. The sun wants to kiss me. Step 5, Neville says, the feeling is the secret. Now come on guys, we can see how obvious that is, right? If everything in the entire universe comes down to vibration, your feelings are the vibrational frequency that you send to magnetically attract exactly what you want. There is black and white evidence all around us of this eternal truth, that how we feel shows up and is reflected strongly in our reality. And today is March 13th, 2020, and all over planet Earth, the coronavirus is wreaking havoc. Yes, people are ill, but it's having much more profound effect than that. In the US, the stock market has dropped 20% in 1 month, 20% of value. And if you think of what the stock market is made up of, which is just companies, McDonald's, Apple, IBM, do you think all these companies started losing money? No, it is the vibration of fear that is dropping it and attracting more destruction in its path. That's not to say that we shouldn't wash our hands or anything like that. It's just a concrete worldwide example. The feeling or the energy of a thing can have a magnifying effect. And this works in absolutely any direction. So if you're trying to attract the love of your life, shake off those desperate feelings, put on something jazzy and frisky, and celebrate because they are on their way. Step number 6, the bridge of incidences. Neville Goddard said, a lot of times people will say, oh, that manifestation wasn't really manifested. It happened because of these specific incidences. And the world will point to these concrete things. But he says that zaps you of your power. And that the real reason your manifestation came true is because you zipped through the portal of imagination and connected to the infinite possibilities of the universe. The important part is to remember that although it looks like cause and effect, there is something much stronger and more powerful working in your favor. My sister's income has skyrocketed in the past couple years. And you could say that it came down to one thing. She asked her boss how to be a vice president, and then she followed his advice. But that wouldn't be telling you the whole story. What happened before that? I said to her, Ivy, you have to dream bigger. What's your ultimate fantasy? And she said she wanted to be the vice president of her corporation, when her current reality was just really the box ticker. They would hand her the project and she would get it done. But she wanted to have her hands in the clay, so to speak, and be bidding on big jobs and doing the higher level thinking. Everybody around her was saying, that's not possible, Ivy. There's only 1 or 2 positions and there's 20 to 30 qualified people. What makes you think that that could be yours? But she held that vision. And what really sold her, she said, is I can believe that that's true. Maybe it's not true at this company, but I can believe that's true at some company. And of course, her company loved her too much to let her fly away and gave her her dream faster than she could say thank you. You don't have to convince people of your power. Just don't let people convince you to stop believing in the magic that exists in you. Step 7, everyone is you pushed out. Neville says everybody in the whole world is simply a reflection of how you think and feel about yourself. This is a little cue card to help us notice if we are on track or if there's a little warning sign in front of us. For example, if you're always fighting with everybody, you might say, why am I always fighting with myself? And learn that in that moment you need to surrender. Or if you feel like the world is welcoming you with open arms and doors are opening left and right, then you know that you're on the right track. And if this concept sounds just too wah freaky weaky to you, check out this video. I did an experiment to see if it really worked, and it gives you a step-by-step on how you can do that too. I find this is the divining tool to help you see if you are on the right path or if you need a little course correction. And have you guys ever noticed that the hardest person in the universe to see is yourself? That's because we aren't using all the mirrors around us. Now the 8th and final step is divine timing. And this one is so essential because sometimes if you're a little bit like me, you try to force your will on things. I've been definitely guilty of that. And I've realized that things come in the perfect time for the highest and greatest good of you. I waited 3 years to get my beautiful baby girl, and about half the time I was really depressed and angry about it. But if I had not waited those 3 years, I would have never been so connected to the infinite intelligence around me. It is because in my search, in my desperation, in my despair, I was trying everything. Started getting hypnotized and reprogramming my subconscious mind to attract my baby to me. Not only did I get my daughter, I got unshakable faith, this unshakable open portal connection to the infinite possibilities of our universe. So if something's not showing up as fast as possible, worry not. It's only taking its time so it can become a better, more fabulous surprise for you and shape you in ways that you never even imagined possible. So I have a question for you. I'm really curious. Do you guys find it easy to live in the end, or is it a struggle? Leave your comments below, and until next time, ciao.